Hi guys, welcome to today's episode. And today what we're going to be looking at is why nice guys finish last. Now is a known thing. Nice guys finish last. Women hate nice guys. Women hate nice guys. Blah, blah, blah. Here's the reality. Women do not hate nice men. That's just not true. But what we do dislike is men who lack masculinity. Now, a lot of nice guys tend to be men who also lack other masculine traits that women find attractive. And what they do is they blame their nice nature as to why they have no success with women, when really it has nothing to do with their newness, but everything to do with their lack of masculinity. And it's quicker and easier to blame it on your nice nature. But really, if you take a man who is super nice, but he's still masculine, he's still risk-taking, he's still a leader, he still has boundaries. When you take a man who still has masculine traits and is nice, he ends up having hyper success with women. But when you take a man who's nice by default because he can't exercise his masculinity, he can't say no, he can't set boundaries, he can't exert his dominance, of course women are not going to find that attractive. And it's just quicker and easier for Aegul to say women hate nice guys. But if you replace that with women hate femininity, women hate people pleasers, then you're onto something. And their reality is women, and I think it's men as well. I think nice women finish last as well. Nice girls get treated terribly compared to difficult women. If you look at their overall investment that they see from a man, they get treated terribly in comparison because there's something about people pleasers that turns us off. It turns men and women off because what happens when you're being nice is the difference between being nice and being a good guy is the nice guy desexualizes himself, and how he desexualizes himself is by foregoing what he truly wants for the sake of peace and harmony. So what he will do is a nice guy might feel uncomfortable with the situation, might not like something that's going on, might be uncomfortable, might feel distaste, whatever it is, but because he doesn't want confrontation, he will sacrifice truth in order to gain harmony. But what the reality is, women are attracted to somebody who is able to tell the truth. We're attracted to confrontation. We're attracted to risk takers. We're attracted to that because it signals that they can lead us. Now, if a woman feels like she's with a guy who's a people pleaser and would just want to keep the peace, every time she has an attitude or she has a problem at work or she has anything like that, I can't call a guy who's a people pleaser and ask him for advice. I just can't. If I think, oh God, I look terrible in this, but then I call a friend of mine who's a complete people pleaser, I'm going to get nothing out of that conversation. He's just going to tell me what I want to hear. And I might feel soothed for 2 minutes, but I don't actually go to him for honesty and leadership. Whereas, when you have a man who's very nice, who's very good to you, but he's also honest, and he's also sincere, he'll say to you, oh, that looks terrible. Oh, you shouldn't have done that. Oh my God, don't handle that. And even though it might be hard to hear, you start to trust their opinion. You start to recognize they're not a people pleaser. You recognize their masculinity. You recognize that this is attractive. And you recognize that truth means something to this person. And we're always attracted to people who are attached to the truth, not people who attract to peace. Because in order to establish true peace, you have to fight for truth, right? So those people who just want short-term kind of peace will just not say what they truly want, just to kind of, put out fires. But the person who wants to establish a good connection will fight for peace in the early stages. So, how we know why nice guys desexualize themselves is because they don't tell the truth about their intentions. They might be really attracted to you. They might really want to be with you. But what they'll do is pretend that's not the case. They pretend. They don't show you their truth. So why we get desexualized towards nice guys is because they don't tell you their truth about their intentions. They want to be respectful. They'll always say, "I'm just trying to be respectful. I'm just trying to be respectful." The truth is, you have a fear of rejection. So, what honest guy will do is pretend he's being respectful when really he's afraid of rejection. And if he simply risked it and took the bait and perhaps risks rejection, he is then more likely to be attractive than the guy who simply pretends. He doesn't have those intentions at all and masks his intentions. So, tell the truth about your intentions. If you like a girl and you want to be with that girl, make that clear. I have friends in my life that I almost can't friend zone, and I can't put them in the friend zone because they will remind me that they're physically attracted to me. They'll always remind me, as much as I don't like that, at least I know the truth. At least I know not to just put him in a compartment of, oh, I can just, I can have him stay over. Of course not. He's telling me he's attracted to him. At least I know who he is, and I'll respect him for his honesty. Whereas Agu that pretends will almost become like a sister to me. The guy that pretends he's not interested, pretends she doesn't find me attractive, pretends. I'm like, okay, cool. And then I'm going to start talking to you about guys that I am attracted to, or I'll talk to you. I'll treat you like a sister. Why do you want that? Tell the truth. And if your truth is just, we're just friends, that's your truth. Make that clear as well. Just tell the truth about your intentions. The other thing about nice guys is another problem with nice guys is they don't tell their truth when they dislike something. If they dislike a behavior that's coming from a man or a woman that they're seeing, or not necessarily a man, another male friend or a female that they're seeing, they don't set boundaries. They'll dislike something and internalize that dislike and keep it within themselves. But a good man will say, I don't like this behavior, and there are repercussions to me not liking this behavior. Doesn't mean I'm going to yell and scream and shout, but I am going to withdraw myself. I'm not afraid of losing you in the process of setting my boundaries. What nice guys will do is bottle it up, and try and compensate for that bad behavior they've seen by being extra nice to her in the future, and thinking being extra nice is what's going to change her behavior. What's going to change her behavior is you setting boundaries. And if you can't change her behavior, you simply withdraw. That's what good men do. What nice guys will do is not vocalize what they think or feel, and will simply then try harder to get to beneath to her, hoping that will change her mind. But it doesn't. It doesn't. It doesn't. It doesn't. The only thing that will change her mind is your boundaries. So nice guys allow people to step on their boundaries, whereas good men make their boundaries the number one priority. And if you want to, abide by their boundaries, you're most welcome, but if you don't want to, you can keep it moving. The final thing difference between nice guys and good guys is nice guys find themselves isolated, whereas good guys find themselves surrounded by people. When you're a good person, and you have boundaries, and you tell the truth, what happens is people gravitate towards you. When you're a nice guy and a people pleaser, you'll find that you actually don't have as many friends. Even though you don't fight with anyone and people aren't calling you that much, and you don't get invited to places, and you're actually quite lonely, and you almost wondering, why am I lonely? I'm so nice to everybody. I don't disrespect anybody. I'm not rude to anybody. I'm always nice. I always turn up for everybody else. Nobody turns up for me. Why is that? The reason being is because you're not authentic. When you're being a people pleaser and you're being Tunis, people don't attach to you because you don't give them the ingredients or the insight into your true personality. You're simply nodding and smiling. So, what happens is, you don't leave your mark on people. People don't remember you. People don't feel connected to you. They don't know what makes you angry, makes you sad, what makes you upset. They simply see a smiling face all day, every day. So what will happen is, you have inauthentic connections, and people almost feel exhausted being around you because you're not being yourself. So they can't be there themselves. So you're almost both wearing a mask, whereas when you take somebody who's authentic and genuine, good or bad, will tell you, oh, this food is disgusting. I don't want to go to that restaurant or this place. I hate this club. I'm not coming. That authenticity allows other people to get to know you and love you accordingly. But when you're simply an honest person, you're simply a people pleaser, you become forgettable. You people disconnect from you. They don't know you and don't recognize you. And as a result, they pull away from you. So if you are a nice guy, you'll find yourself, or even a nice girl and a people pleaser, you'll find yourself socially isolated, and then you'll become more and more miserable. So I hope that was helpful. If you want more tips on people pleasing and boundaries, I will be making a separate video on just boundaries.